Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jordan, and welcome back to We're Still in Lockdown, so let's play another Souls-like. Today I present Blasphemous, 2D Souls Extreme Catholic Edition. This game has a very strong theme, and I mean that both as in it's laid on pretty thick, but also it's pretty effective, in my opinion. The theme is, well, you are the penitent in silence. You're kind of like a Catholic missionary, but your mission is to just go around killing everything in sight. So I guess we're going for that colonial age Catholicism. So yeah, you have relics which you can add to your little bead over there on the right. You have, actually I think these are the relics. These are beads. Yeah, prayer beads. These are the relics. So these have different effects. These, the first one and the third and fourth, are basically Metroidvania powers, which, like this one allows you to climb roots that spawn from certain places that you can't access early into the game. This one creates red platforms you can jump onto. Honestly, these seem like quest items, but yeah, I still don't know what this one does. I haven't finished the game, so I'm gonna take a look at a boss battle, I'm assuming, for the first time, so we'll see how that goes. This one, it's basically the Souls of a Great Lord that you get for beating bosses. This is part of a quest which I may have failed. The hearts, these things they're honestly kind of meh, because their whole gimmick is that they're bonuses with a catch. But so until the one that I just actually equipped for the first time ever, until I got this one, the negatives that they had didn't seem to be worth what positive they give you. Like this one, oh, you can farm souls, or the sacred tears are basically your upgrade currency. You can farm that at the cost of not being able to use Estus. So like, what, you can't progress unless you're just a god and you never take any damage. The only real use that I would see for this, for your typical player, is I'm gonna sit at a bonfire, farm everything in range of the bonfire, reset, repeat, and who the hell wants to do that? You have miracles, which are basically your spells, except that you could, like, there's no stats in this one, so you just always have your spells and you can just cast them. It's pretty cool. I really dig that. Although that means there's no like build customization or anything like that, because the only real differences you have are like the relics. There's not going to be any diversity. There's only 4, and 3 of them are kind of mandatory in certain areas. This one is just kind of like you get hints at where secrets are, and then the prayer beads, like basically you wear the ones that are good. That's about it. So yeah, no real build diversity. Apparently I'm not that far into the game because there's 7 freaking upgrades to the sword. There's like no, like you don't go to a blacksmith and upgrade your weapon. You have to find statues, and just finding the statue will upgrade your damage, which is very significant. Like you'll go from 4 hitting something to 3 hitting it or something like that. So they're very significant upgrades, but apparently I've only found 2 of them, and there's 7. Haven't been able to buy this because there is a fair demand on your souls or whatever, but I'm not gonna sit there farming it. And these are just kind of like lore tidbits. You just find random body parts all over the place, and there's a room where you can go in and display your body parts. Yeah, the theme is very strong. Like this is a character that when I found her, I assumed that I found the boss, because so far I kind of looked it up. I'm not just guessing out of my ass, or I'm not that clever, unfortunately. She offers to help you with bosses, but it comes at a cost. She was a young woman the first time I met her, and now she's an old lady. Huh. So apparently there's a quest line that involves getting her help, but I also wanted to just fight the boss because she heals you and makes the boss significantly easier. So I backed up my save. I'm going to try to fight it without her, and then maybe I'll go back and do it with her just so I can complete the quest. Although the difficulty has been kind of weird. Like at this point in the game, I'm basically only having issues with the platforming. And that's about it. Because as you can see over on the left, I have a whole lot of those little red vials, which are your Estus. You start out with like 2 of them. You have to find empty vials and find a statue, pay to refill the empty vial, and then it gets added to your total. And you also start off with a much smaller health and mana bar. You find like secret rooms, not necessarily secret, but somewhat out of the way rooms. In some cases, somewhat like right after a boss's fight. Anyway, you find upgrades. And I went into, yeah, by the way, there's a map. You start off over yonder and you go in this direction. I went, like, you basically have the option to go through this route, and then you can either go into this side of the game, or you can go down here, or you can go through here, go this way. You can approach the game basically whatever the hell order you want, which is very cool. The problem with that is that, you know, your mileage may vary drastically. I went to John Doe first. So I must have gone like all the way down. I found the sort of pseudo secret area. You just go down some stairs. I went down here and I went to John Doe, which is apparently one of the hardest areas. The boss here kicked my ass. The 3 anguishes. Tres angustias. She just kicked my ass, even though I had this woman's help. But I had a tiny little health bar and like 3 Estus flasks. So yeah, I'm assuming that this is going to be different, but I might be eating my words very shortly. Let's see. Ooh boy. Okay. So I'm just kind of face tanking everything, as you do. Actually, I'm gonna, apparently you can pause, which is nice. Did I do this already? Grants against flames. Nah, she seems to be dealing magic damage. I'm assuming. Oops. So apparently you can deflect some projectiles. If you don't suck. Apparently I suck. Trying to like deflect it into the boss head, but not having much success with that. Oh, okay. Doing extremely well, as you can see. So to be fair, if it wasn't for my massive health bar and all the heals I have, I would have died already. Oof, that was bad. Okay, so apparently we're going into two-handed mode. How do you not get hit by that one? I don't know. Ah! Okay. Oh, okay, I suck. Apparently that's how you don't... Can I attack? Game? Oh, okay. So apparently I was way too easygoing at my approach, and I was just trying to face tank everything. Assuming I could, just because I have a ton of heal and a ton of health. I'm assuming if you get her to help you. Let's see what she tells you.
Do not be troubled by me or my outward appearance, now changed and seasoned.
I guess in case you hadn't noticed that she became an old lady.
A small price to pay for such joyous alliance.
So yeah, the whole theme is everyone is extremely cartoonishly Catholic. They're just devoted to their faith and devoted to penitence and self-harm in the pursuit of this religious thingamajig.
My protection does not cease here. Will you require my assistance with your next task?
I'm gonna say no.
Here I shall remain, lest you...
Alright, so she just says, okay, whatever. Oh yeah, when you die you drop your... I forgot to use my miracles. Alright, so this time I was gonna say I shouldn't have jumped there. Maybe you can only parry the red ones? Or maybe I just suck? As you can see, that Estus class don't exactly recover a lot of health. And I think that your dodge doesn't actually work on magic. Like you can physically dodge under them. I need to actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, there's no way I'm not getting hit by that. Okay, that attack sucks. Picked the wrong way to dodge that. Come on, game. I suck at freaking bullet health. Ah! Oh my god! I jumped straight into that. I was extremely proud of that dodge and attack. Ah, come on. Alright. DPS! Face off. When I saw her health and mine, I was just like, okay, one of us is dying. Oh, and I completely forgot there's actually a really good boss fighting miracle. And this one that gives you a bunch of attack speed. That's actually extremely good in boss fights, and I didn't use any of my miracles at all. Derp. But yeah, that was fun. As expected, it wasn't nearly as difficult as my experience with the Tres Angustias, just because of the amount of healing and health that I have is drastically different. Like, it's not a minor health difference. I probably have at least twice the HP and literally like 4 times the healing. 3.5 times. Maybe I had 3 S's at the time. I think I may have had 2, but yeah, the health bar was like, I don't know, maybe 2.5 of the blue bar. That was how much health I had fighting out of the boss. So if I had had that much health and that much healing with this one, it probably would have been a very similar experience. So actually, maybe it doesn't matter too much where you go first, although you can get a bunch of upgrades on the way here. You can, like, if you want to have the easy route, you can come over here to Mercy of Dreams. Like, just hang all the way right, and then go into the Mercy of Dreams. The boss here was pretty damn easy. I easily first tried it. So then you can get those upgrades. You can go around like fishing for upgrades without fighting the bosses. Some of them are required. Like over here, the boss room. What the heck was the boss room? I believe this was the boss room. Either this big one or the little one there. And then the room after it, which also unlocked this giant ass shortcut elevator. So that was your health upgrade. So you had to fight the boss. I don't think it's possible to come the other way. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to come the other way. I doubt it, but maybe it is. And you can just like run around the world fishing for upgrades and then fight the bosses when you're in Super Saiyan mode. But well, for me, the point of a Souls game is to overcome the challenge. So I wouldn't do that. But hey, if you're having your brains beat in and you don't find that fun, you can definitely fish for some upgrades. So you can teabag. Hell yeah. And my issue with the game is that there have definitely been situations where I was not having fun with the difficulty, and I was instead getting frustrated. That was mostly with the platforming. There are some sections like in John Doe. Grievous Ascents is pretty easy. Wait. No. Grievous Ascents is a pain in the ass. What am I talking about? This is what it... Yeah, the Tres Angustias isn't here. She's over here. There are some huge pain in the ass with like shuriken throwers in John Doe. Some like ghosts and platforms in Grievous Ascents. This area is extremely easy. This area is just kind of slow because you have to like waddle through water, but it's pretty easy. And this area is just like a connection hub world. Not a hub world, just a connection zone. This is just like a small place. There's some annoying platforming here, but this is where the graveyard of the peaks and frustrating platforming. There's like a wind gimmick that you have to get used to. And there's platforming with changing winds and enemies, and oh god. Yeah, a lot of those giant vertical rooms are pitfalls of death, and over here it's spike traps of death. So with those elements, I was becoming very frustrated, and I considered quitting at some points over here. By this point, I was just slugging through it. I already was used to it, and you know, sunk cost fallacy, I'm finishing this damn game now. So, but I definitely considered rage quitting some instances over here with those freaking shuriken throwers. Like, I would get hit off a ledge into a spike, and it was just the most frustrating thing ever, because especially, you know, the frustration level increases as you get further away from a shortcut or a bonfire. And there are some areas that you're like, oh, you're going around all the way over, and oh, you're about to get to the shortcut, but then you die, and you have to do all of that again, and it's just so frustrating. Other than that, though, I've really enjoyed my time with 2D Catholic Souls. I didn't really use my moveset. You have like some combos you can do. You also have like range attacks and miracles, which I didn't use at all. That's right, I have a giant ass pillar laser beam and I forgot to use it. Oops. But yeah, definitely a very cool game. If you haven't played it yet and you're looking for a Souls-like experience, I would highly recommend this one. My name is Redden. Stay safe. Take care.